Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys your weekly soul connection reading. And so this is going to be for today's date, which is Monday, April 19th, going all the way until Sunday, April 25th. So this could be for any kind of a soul connection, twin flame, soulmate, maybe it's something else. At the end of the day, we're not really focused on labels here, just the energy between you and them. I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing some sort of a separation or challenge, but just only take what resonates for yourself and get rid of what doesn't. The lovely orgonite that we're going to be using here today is called the Hand of Protection Orgonite, created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. I'll put her information down below. And all the decks that I'm going to be using here today, I'll let you guys know what I'm using as I shuffle. They're actually all created by myself and will be available for purchase down below. The only deck that I don't have for sale just yet, which should be within, seriously, you guys, days, is the Arrows of Love Tarot. Why do I do this? You know, this deck has been stuck at the border for 2 weeks now. And so the last thing that I want to do is collect all your guys' money and take your orders and then have to reach out to everyone telling you about delays. So I don't sell anything that I don't have on hand. That's why some of you guys will see that I'm sold out of certain decks. That's because I don't have them, on hand. So I just like to sell anything that I have on hand. And I made that decision during the pandemic. When the pandemic had, just everything went crazy as far as the mail system and all kinds of stuff. I went through it once where I had to, refund people and I had to do all this crap, and I vouched to myself I'll never do it again. So anyways, just in case any of you were wanting to know why I wait until I have them, in my facility before I even send them out to you guys, that's the reason why. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. What is your person, the person that you're watching this video for? What is their energy towards you? Great decks to work together with. We've got the Arrows of Love Oracle and my newest Arrows of Love Tarot available hopefully within a few days. We're going to combine these and see what's going on. What is your person's energy towards you? Let's take a look at their headspace. What is their headspace towards you at this time? Headspace towards you. Let's take a look. Okay, we have mind possessiveness. What is this about? Let's get a tarot. We have 5 of keys. Shut out. Damn. Okay, so what I'm getting here, you guys, is that a couple of different messages, actually. You may have shut this person out. You may have closed the door. And even though you have closed the door on this connection, as in you've had to shut them out for some sort of reason. Maybe you had to shut them out because their behavior just was not matching up with what you're wanting in this connection. Maybe they were doing something that caused them, whatever was going on here. You had to shut them out. Or they've had to, in a way, close the door on this connection. They're still hanging on. They're still connected to you. They still feel that you are theirs in some sort of way. Even if you've moved on, even if they've moved on, I'm getting here that they still feel connected to you. So that's where their mental space is. Their mental space is that they might be feeling like they really, really want you to be theirs, even though you guys are shut out of each other's lives. So that is their head space at this time. Let's take a look at what their emotions are. What's their heart space right now? Heart space energy towards you. Ooh, we have heart storm. Okay. So 2 hearts coming up here. I do feel like this person is really in their feels, that heart storm. We've got that, a lot of activity going on in their emotions and their heart space. And we actually have tears, rain. It's stormy. And we have the Youth of Flames. Within this deck is the Page of Wands. Very aroused, okay? So your person is definitely in their energy of you. And even though you guys are going through something for sure, this stormy energy with each other, they are definitely still intrigued by you. They're still aroused by you. They still feel like they want you to be theirs. Their attention is definitely on you, okay? So what is their overall energy with you and this connection currently? Overall energy. Okay, so we have this secure love nest. What is this about? 3 of Flames. Okay, so the thing is they're waiting on something, okay? Either you are in a secure relationship, they're in a secure relationship, or they're waiting to secure this connection with you for whatever reason. So there's some sort of timing at hand. There's something that they're waiting out. So for me, this person's definitely someone who feels like you are actually theirs, even though you may not be in a physical sense right now. because either they have something else going on or you have something else going on, or a little bit of both. That is those are the types of people I'm tapping into for this reading. So if that's not resonating with you so far, it just may not be your reading this week, which is totally okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move forward into the energy of the connection. So what energy connects the two of you right now? What are you guys both feeling at this time? How are you guys both feeling each other's energy? So we're going to go into this twin flame angel numbers energy. Okay, so what is the connective energy between the two of you this week? We have 747. To me, this is a mirroring energy, okay? It's also 1111 to me. 7 plus 4 is 11. 4 plus 7 is 11. It goes both ways. So if you're seeing a lot of 1111s, it may be that there is something that's definitely happening here. Now that is yellow, like gold energy. That to me is connected to like the solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is, the chakra where we're feeling very confident. We're moving towards our goals. We are stepping more into our mission and our purpose. So I'm going to read this. Begin to take your talents to the next level. Your dream job can become a main source of income. So what I'm getting here is that the both of you guys are really in your power. Even though you guys may be connected to each other and it's feeling somewhat stormy, there's definitely still this energy where you guys are really putting your best foot forward and becoming better versions of yourself. So I'm getting here like a congratulation is in order, because you guys are both doing some work towards the things that make you feel good about yourself, the things that drive you, your purpose, your mission. That's beautiful. So let's go ahead and go into my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. And Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups can be watery energy here. So far we've got flames, wands, I've got fire, and I have water coming up in this reading here. Let me see if anything else came up here. Hold on for just a second. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. I'm getting water and fire so far, but that doesn't have to be for everybody. Knight of Cups can be Pisces specific. So this to me is telling me here that people are definitely in their emotions, for sure. Yes, they are flames, fire, passion, creativity. Yes, all those things, passionate pursuits. But there's also an amount of feelings that are here as well. And so people are not completely out of touch with each other. They're still very much feeling each other. Somebody definitely would like to come forward and let their emotions be known, but it may be that right now you guys are both being guided by the universe, by spirit, by your higher selves, to just really focus more on the job or the task that is at hand and that's in front of you, which is doing something with your career or your passions or your mission, your purpose. So that's a really beautiful thing, actually. What else? We have 999. Mastery of self-love has been obtained and preparation for union. Look at that, you guys. So there's something that's coming to a close. There's definitely something that's cycling out here. Self-love, the love of the self, mastery of that love of yourself. This is something that both of you guys have been working on. And even though you guys might be yearning for each other, that doesn't mean that you don't love yourselves. So to me, it's like this is preparing you too for the ultimate union, because you have learned to love yourselves. You've learned to take care of yourselves. This is beautiful. Yeah. Helping. You guys are both addressing old wounds. Some of you guys might be really taking the time to go in and reflect on your past, old wounds, old traumas, whether they're family traumas, whether they are emotional, romantic traumas from the past. I'm just definitely getting with Five of Cups, it's past wounds in some way. We are looking back, we are reflecting on those wounds, and we are addressing them finally. And that is doing the shadow work. This does help you to really truly love yourself, to forgive others. All of those things are connected in that mastery of self-love. So this is also helping the two of you to shed old wounds, so that way when you guys do come into this future union, that you just don't have so much baggage that maybe you guys had before. Maybe this baggage tore the two of you apart before. So I feel like you guys definitely want to move forward into more of a healthier, lighter future together. And that's a beautiful thing. So you guys are both addressing some things here. You guys might also be feeling some wounds. So this, I'm getting this as well. If some of you guys right now, like, let's just say you're just sleeping or you're laying down or you're just doing something, and then all of a sudden just this feeling, this rush of emotions of a past wound just kind of comes up and just pierces you, and you're just like, ugh, that pain is still there. I'm still so affected by that thought. Just the thought of that old wound, really does a number on me. This is happening because it is preparing you for this union, so you can shed these old wounds, so you can address them. So things don't go away, you guys, until you're ready, you know? They don't go, they keep revisiting, they keep knocking on that door. And that's kind of cool. They keep knocking on that door until you're ready, right? You're ready to close the door once and for all. So check this out. Shut out. Whatever we shut out, whatever we pretend, whatever we try to ignore has a way of coming back. So now we have this 7-Eleven. Whoa. So those 11s, right? And then we have the 7 plus the 4s and the 11s. It's pretty cool the way all the numbers are coming together here. Triggers brought on by your counterpart are necessary for the healing of past wounds and traumas. What the heck? Look how it's all coming together. It's beautiful. So whatever we have tried to shut out, whatever we have tried to pretend isn't there, ignore, that's you and your counterpart. Some triggers may be coming up, or not triggers, but some things might be coming up and triggering you at this time in order for the both of you to heal. So you have to let go of these past traumas and these old wounds before you guys can move forward. So the fact that 999 is coming up tells me here that some of you guys don't want to come back and repeat this crap again. So you're willing to really, really do the work. That's what you're willing to do. You're really willing to do the work this time, so that way you don't have to do it again. We have Ace of Swords, so that way you guys can have that major breakthrough, that epiphany, that awareness, to see the truth. The Ace of Swords is a gift from the divine. It's a hand coming from the sky, giving you that clarity and that awareness that you need, that you can get through anything, that you can cut through any darkness, that you can cut through any illusion, and that you can handle something. So this is being given to us. We are being given a gift from the divine to see things clearer than we've ever seen before. And sometimes the only way that we can get to that breakthrough is to go through the darkness first. So if a lot of you guys have been in that dark night of the soul energy, feeling broken and lost for so long, there is this a major breakthrough that is on the horizon, you guys. It is either here now or it is coming. So don't lose faith, okay? Just don't lose faith in yourself. You know, as far as your person has their own journey, their own wounds, their own healing to do. You're not really in charge of that. You're only in charge of yourself. So just commit to being the best version of yourself. And if you and your person are meant to come into a union, you guys will both be a vibrational match for that to actually happen. So just focus on you in the meantime, okay? So everything that's happening right now is happening for a reason. Your biggest focus should be on healing as well as empowering yourself on your own purpose and mission right now. And while you do this, you guys are actually helping to boost each other as well. And look at these two people. They're connected. There's a lot of telepathy that's also connecting you and your person right now. So if you're thinking about them a lot, or there's just a lot of things that are being downloaded to you right now, that is definitely this connection that's coming from your counterpart, that energy, just kind of reminding you and helping you to see that they're in your life, or were in your life for a reason, and you for them as well. It's quite a beautiful thing. So that is what we have so far for you guys. Let's take a look and see what your person wants you to know about their those past wounds. Let's take a look at some of those shadows. We're going to go into my Twin Flame Journey shadows and also my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot, since we can clearly see that there's something going on in that department. What shadows and what triggers and traumas and past wounds does your person want to talk to you about? What is their higher self trying to tell you? We have robotic. We have irresponsible. And we have lust. Okay? So let's go ahead and get some tarot here. What about this robotic energy? What does your person want to say about this robotic energy? Oops. Hermit. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Virgo, or Virgo is an influence in this reading. But this right here is quarantine lockdown. So check this out. It could be that during the quarantine, obviously all last year, some of us are still in quarantine. You know, there's still a lockdown of some sort. There's certain things that you still can't do or people feel like they shouldn't do. So, you know, there's still that energy here that's around. Hermit is also somebody who's going within to find themselves, a solo journey, doing some deep, deep soul searching. So what I'm getting here is that your person may have been putting this off for quite some time, okay? They may have been putting off their own healing, putting off dealing with those wounds and those traumas. But I feel with the cards that have just came up so far is that it's really showcasing here that these things are coming back to visit us again for a reason. They're resurfacing for a reason. So your person is wanting you to know that in a way, it's like they're almost being forced to deal with their own energy because of the circumstances of the world, and that they've done a lot of work on their shadow self. And in ways where they may have just been kind of going with the motions and just really checked out of their feelings and their emotions, they've really learned to get deeply, like a deeper connection with themselves. They've really allowed themselves to feel. And I'm getting a lot of these feelings have been very uncomfortable, but it's been very healing for them. Your person may have learned to just kind of compartmentalize pain in the past. And it's like with this quarantine lockdown, they could not do that any longer. They were forced to sit with their pain. They were forced to sit with those traumas and address those wounds. And so they have come a long way on their journey. They're not as robotic as you remember them to be. They're not as detached as you once maybe knew them to be. They've really, really come a long way in their healing. So that's what they want you to know. Now we have irresponsible energy, okay? Irresponsible energy. Oh, wow. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that your person may have been very irresponsible with your feelings, meaning that this is the King of Swords in this deck. So it could be an air sign that we're dealing with, Aquarius specific, so Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But this energy here is somebody who's very detached. Oh my God, you want to talk about robotic. This would be the King of Swords in this deck, not traditional tarot, but in this deck. Somebody who really is just more of like a rational, logical thinker. They're not really thinking in terms of their feelings. They're not wearing their heart on their sleeves at all. This would be, you know, somebody who's like a brilliant judge or lawyer, somebody who's taking their own feelings out of the equation because they have to make decisions. But this person comes through as cold-blooded. I'm getting here, this was their past energy here. They were very robotic. They had ice water running through their veins. You may have seen them as a narcissist, somebody who just did not care, somebody who just hung you out to dry, left you for dead kind of energy. So they have come to some sort of terms with their behavior. They've come to terms with why they acted the way that they did, why they operated in this way, why it was safe for them at that time when they were with you in the past, why they treated you this way, why they treated other people this way. So your person has really come to terms with why they were so irresponsible with you and others, why they were so robotic, and why they were so detached, and how they became this way. I'm getting here that your person has faced some sort of wounds or traumas from their past, maybe their childhood, or just some past disappointment, where they became the King of Swords because that was the safest thing for them to do. And I'm getting here now that your person, now that they've had this opportunity to really sit in their own kind of shit energy, that they are now starting to see a lot of the error of their ways. So your person has done a lot of work. Okay, they've done a lot of work. Now we have that lust energy. That lust energy to me in this deck is kind of like the devil's energy. things that we lust after. We lust after, power, money, sex, all those things that we become addicted to. We lust after things usually that don't seem to have our best interest at heart, right? Or we fall victim to these things. So I feel like your person has either had an issue with these things in the past. Yeah, look at that. Eye for an eye. Judgment. So your person has definitely had some sort of karma dealt to them, you guys. Your person has gone through some sort of karma, some sort of, eye for an eye. You may have not gotten even with your person. You may have wanted to. You may have always wondered whether or not your person got theirs. And I'm getting here in their own way they have. They have had to face something. They've had to deal with something. They've had some either injustice dealt to them. They did something to you. Somebody did something to them. The lesson was realized here. They have had an opportunity to see things from your perspective. And so this, again, helps them to come to these conclusions. It helps them to deal with why they have been this way to you and others for so long. So your person wants you to know that they have definitely grown, that they've learned something here. They may not be the same person that you remember them to be. There's definitely that energy here. Okay, so why don't we go into your person's messages to you from their higher self? We're going to go into my Twin Flame Journey messages number 2. Sorry, I couldn't follow through with my promises. So your person probably did break a promise to you. And I'm getting here that, whatever happened between the two of you, it's like they were in the dark side of themselves. That doesn't give them an excuse or a pass. It just means that they were operating at the time from their wounds. Maybe you were also operating from your wounds as well. So you put up with things even though maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe you should have laid different boundaries with them, put up better standards for yourself, something like that. When we're operating from our wounds, we don't always make the best decisions. And I'm getting that for your person. They did not make the best decisions and were very irresponsible with your heart and your feelings because of them operating from their wounds and damage. Because we can clearly see that's the energy that connects the two of you. I can't take this anymore. I feel like your person disappeared from your life. Your person just basically bolted. They couldn't handle something. They couldn't handle your reaction. They couldn't handle something that you were going to say to them. They couldn't handle the repercussions. So they just left. It was easier for them to just bolt from your life and just, again, detach. That was the easier thing to do. See, what did I just say? They could not take your reaction. They may still not be able to take your reaction, which is another reason why they may stay away. So if you have not heard from this person, or they're doing a really good job of keeping distance between the two of you, this is something that they're still trying to work out, but they do still feel connected to you. They still feel like you are theirs. They still can't shake that feeling. Okay? Songs are speaking to me. Your person wants you to know that there are certain songs that are popping up either on the radio or just songs that they play or they're just listening to. And while they're listening to the song, things are coming up for them. Memories, emotions. Also, they may be, I can't think of the word I want to use. They may be prompted, it's not really what I want to say, to take a look at the lyrics. Look deeper into the lyrics of a song, find some sort of hidden meaning in that, kind of feel like they're speaking to them, that you're speaking to them from these songs that they're hearing and that they're coming across. So that would probably be where that telepathic energy is coming from. Maybe you're actually sending them or transmitting to them some sort of signal and it's popping through lyrics in a song. I'm getting that. It really was me, not you. So your person is taking responsibility for their own wounds, for their own damage. If they blamed you for something, if they projected something onto you, they're explaining to you in this reading that it wasn't you, it was me. So they are sorry. They are saying they are sorry to you in this reading today for whatever pain they caused you. And they have gotten some sort of karmic blowback for sure. And it has made them think about the things that have happened between the two of you. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take a look and see how Spirit is assisting you on your journey. Assisting you and your person on your journey. Okay, we're going to go into my Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck, and we're going to combine that with signs from Spirit Love Oracle. How is Spirit assisting the two of you on your ascension journey? How are they helping the two of you to grow? We already know that you guys are both being guided and triggered right now to deal with your past, your emotions, your wounds. We also know that you're being inspired right now to focus more on your mission and your purpose and the things that make you feel good. I love that. Mirror Spirit. So it's like we can either reflect or we can deflect. We can really take a good look in the mirror, or we can continue to blame. We can continue to be victims, or we can grow. You see? So Spirit is telling us it is time for us to take a look in the mirror. And I do see this for your person. They've really taken that time to look in the mirror, to look at themselves. We have Rocket Voyage. So this is about taking off. This is about moving forward. This is not about, staying stuck. So yes, we can go back, we can reflect on the past, but to stay stuck there, to wallow in the pits and to blame and all those things, that's not going to help us. So let's reflect, let's touch base, and then let's move forward. That's what Spirit is trying to tell us to do. So I'm going to get a tarot with that. Seven of Swords. You guys, there could be some sort of deception where I see the Seven of Swords as somebody who lied, somebody who may have cheated, betrayed you. I also see somebody who is they were trying to get away with something. There was actually a strategy behind their motives. Doesn't make it a good thing, but somebody was trying to get away with something because they didn't want to deal with something. And I really get that energy. Your person may have really, really hurt you with their actions, but it was more of a strategy to not have to deal with the repercussions or your reactions. So they could have just ghosted you. They could have just left because they can't handle something. That's what I'm seeing here. So Spirit again is telling you this is a wound that you have to get past. This is something that you have to get through. To continue to hold on to this pain or this resentment of how this person handled you or what they did isn't going to help you. It's only going to keep you stuck. So it doesn't mean that, it's okay that this person did this to me. It's okay that they handled themselves. But it's more or less seeing it from their perspective. Your person did not have the tools at the time to deal with you any other way. So we're only as healthy as our wounds at the time. And if your wounds are just still so unhealed, you are going to operate from that damage. So I'm being asked to tell you guys to try to see things from your person's perspective. Again, it doesn't make it okay, but it may help you to forgive them and have a little bit more compassion. And when you come from that perspective, you don't feel so jaded. You don't feel so slighted by this individual. Because that's just a wound that we just keep, scratching over and over again. It's never going to heal. It's never going to heal. So Spirit is telling us, let's get to a better place with this wound. We don't have to forget about it completely. It's still there. And we don't have to pretend it never happened because it did. But we need to get to a better place in the energy field. What else? Spirit of the book. Love this. So Spirit is also telling us it's time for a new narrative. It's time for us to turn the page. It's time to allow new things to develop. Nothing new will develop as long as we are replaying the story, the same story over and over again. The story in which this person hurt you. The story, I've done that before, where it's like I am just stuck in the past in my head, replaying a wound and the story and everything that happened over and over and over again. But I'm not able to make any headway with that energy as long as I keep re-rolling the same tape over and over again. At some point, we got to hit the eject button. And that's what Spirit's trying to tell us right now. Let's hit the eject button on that old movie. That old footage is no longer serving us in a positive way. Yes, there's unfinished business between you and this person, but nothing new can develop as long as we are still just submerging ourselves in this past story. So we've got to allow movement. We've got to go up from here. We can't stay any longer in the old energy. And we have 666. So that right there, raise your vibration, choose peace and harmony in your thoughts and with others. Exactly. This is exactly what Spirit's trying to tell us here. We've got to be able to raise, move forward, go up, 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 up. That's what we need to do. Up. So we do have choices, but if we want to be happy and we want to heal and we want to move forward in this life, we have no choice but then to go up instead of stay stuck. We've got to raise our vibration. And the only way that we can raise our vibration is by choosing peace and harmony in our thoughts when it comes to ourselves and this individual. There's nothing more frustrating when we want to fix a situation with somebody, but yet we are pissing and moaning about all the stuff that went wrong. And then we're expecting this person to come back into our lives. Energetically, the frequency, that's not... If I knew that somebody was still pissed off at me about something that I did and they couldn't let it go or forgive, I'm going to feel that energy and I'm going to be repelled by that. And I'm most likely not going to feel guided to go back. People feel guided usually when the energy has cleared, when the energy has lifted, So when we have that energy that's just in the field existing and it's heavy and there's just a lot of crap that's connected to it, people don't feel inspired usually to want to go back to it and revisit it and fix it. So try to do what you can on your end to raise this vibration or this frequency. Let's get one tarot with that. So Spirit might be sending you guys 6s, and this is to let you know it's time to move up. Yeah, because right now what's happening, you guys are stuck. You guys are just back and forth. 2 of Pentacles is like that infinity symbol in traditional Rider-Waite. It shows the man, he's juggling, he's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're not getting anywhere. You're not making any headway. So Spirit is wanting to really, really drive that message home to you guys. And we have 6 plus 2, that's an 8. An 8 turn on its side. It's an infinity symbol over and over and over again. We could be stuck in this cycle for the rest of our lives. And let me tell you something. Some of you might stay stuck in that cycle until your dying day, hung up on the same wound and hung up on the same person. That absolutely can happen to anyone. So if you don't want that, and if you want some peace, even if it's not possible, because it does take 2 people to want the same thing, to be on the same page, do what you can do on your end to release yourself from this wound. Do your own work. And when you do this, I guarantee you will live a more peaceful and harmonious life. So this right here, Spirit saying, we got to do this. We have to find a way. We have to. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and go into some advice from Spirit, even though we kind of just got some advice. But let's get some advice anyways in the form of divine feminine healing. You don't have to be a divine feminine for this to resonate. but this just happens to be the deck that we're going to use for this. Some affirmations that may help you to raise your vibration. Future. I love this. Shift your focus onto present events rather than what's ahead. The future is not meant to be known. A lot of times, this is a tricky thing, in this community. And, I'm not here to say that people can or can't do this. But the thing is, free will. Free will is free will. So you can't really accurately predict future when you have people operating with free will. So somebody can say, this is what Angela with Mystic Moon, this is where she's going to be in 10 years. Well, I can mess that up or do a bunch of different things and go against my higher self and not walk my destined path, and that won't happen. Other people can do the same by staying stuck or attracting to them or to themselves karmic lessons and things that they need to play out. So rather than focusing on what's going to happen with this person, when it's going to happen, and all these things, Spirit's saying, let it go. Shift your focus on the here and now. Shift your focus on what's in front of you. And what's in front of you, we already got in the beginning of the reading. Your life's purpose, your goal, maybe creating some sort of income from your dream job, doing something that you've always wanted to do. That right there is an amazing vibration to be in. And that's infectious. It helps everyone around you. It helps to build up the collective in a positive way. I'd rather spend time in that energy than doom and gloom and being pissed off at somebody that I can't forgive. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because there are some people that I still am not at that place with. But we're talking about your person for this particular reading, the person that you're constantly connected to. So this energy is very important because it's something that you probably operate with on a daily basis. So, pay attention to that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, people. Breathing room. Sometimes people just need some freaking space. I know that if I'm not given space, I'm going to flip out. It's going to be so much worse. If somebody's pushing me and pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, it doesn't work out. It does not work out. Maybe it's the Sagittarius in me. I don't know. But you have to trust in the process of divine timing. You've got to give people that space and time that they need to frickin' breathe and to figure things out for themselves. Nothing's worse than somebody telling you the way that things are going to be or what they want. And you tell them, I need some space. I need some time. I need you to just kind of leave me alone. And somebody doesn't honor that. The energy can just get so nightmarish, when that might not even have been your intention. But sometimes people see that energy as very parasitic, vampiric, if that's the right word. They see it as needy. They're disgusted. They are repelled. So if you don't want to repel anybody and you just want somebody to just really feel good about you, then just let them be. Move on. Focus on something else. Just let people figure it out. And oh my God, exactly. I couldn't have said it better. Silence is golden. Some things are just better left unsaid. Be more reserved. We don't always have to communicate everything that we're thinking and feeling. Sometimes people feel like, I'm feeling this and I just have to get it off my chest. I just have to. You're doing it for yourself. I have this secret and it's eating me up inside, or I have something that I've done and I just need to confess to someone. Maybe try to confess to somebody who's impartial in the situation, not the person, I've known people that have done that. They've confessed things that they've done wrong. Sometimes things are better left unsaid. Sometimes all we're doing is we're getting it off of our chest, making ourselves feel better, but dumping our shit onto someone else. That's the most selfish thing that you can do. So we have to ask ourselves, are we doing it for ourselves, or are we doing this to better the situation? Do you just have to say what you want to say? Or maybe sometimes things are just left for better timing. We don't always have to go with everything we're feeling. I'm a fire sign, so believe me, I struggle with this. What I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and sometimes, it's created a nightmare. Should have just not said that. Should have just thought before I spoke. So sometimes it is better to just pull back, let some time go by, let things marinate first, and then respond. Or maybe just not even say it at all and see what the other person does. Sometimes that's best. So, Spirit is giving us a lot of advice on holding back, on being a little bit more reserved, giving other people some breathing room and some space, and not worrying so much about what's going to happen, because guess what? You're not going to know what's going to happen. I don't care what psychic or reader out there is claiming to you that your future is, that's it. You know, it's you and a golden retriever and 2 kids with this person or whatever the situation may be. There's no one that can interfere with free will. So we don't truly know what is going to happen. So instead of driving yourself crazy about that, just shift your focus on to what's in front of you right now. You're going to drive yourself less crazy and be in better energy because of it. All right. So last messages are going to come from my cute little cat deck here. It's called the Tall Tales Cat Crew. And we're going to go into my Twin Flame Journey Tarot again and just kind of get some energies that may present themselves, and I said the word may, that may present themselves in the future when it comes to this person and this connection. May pop up for some, may not for others. Take it as it resonates. Okay, so we have find a solution. Love this. Spiritual advisement. So when you want to find a solution, we have spiritual advisement, okay? This could be trusting, somebody that, if you're part of a certain religion. So this could be, someone like clergy member, a priest, somebody that you trust, a counselor, trusting your higher self, your intuition, trusting your spirit team, your guides, your angels, what you get from the universe. So this is telling you to trust more on what you're feeling and what you're sensing rather than trust what you're seeing with your physical eyes. This connection is asking you to trust more in what you're feeling and what you're thinking rather than what you're seeing with your physical eyes. Okay? So in the future, we have upcoming energies. That's where you're going to trust more of your intuition with the navigation of this connection. We have, and remain poised. I love this. This is my indie boy, and that's Peaches. Look at how cute. Look at how poised that Peaches looks in front of that little, this is our little holiday cat house. So this is the thing. We already know you're giving breathing room. You're focusing on yourself. You're calm. You're doing your own thing. You're trusting in spirit. You're trusting in divine timing. That's someone who is poised. Somebody who's out of control, freaking out, wanting to know what everybody's thinking at every moment of the day. That's not someone who's poised. So in the future, you guys, what I'm getting here is that you're going more towards this energy where you're going to get calm. Yeah. You're going to release yourself from this mental imprisonment of needing to know everything. You're going to let go and focus less on trying to control things. And when you do this, you're going to feel a lot freer. So Spirit's just already showing us that you are going to make the shift. You are going to make some sort of shift. And when you do this, you're going to start feeling a lot freer in this connection. A lot of things that have been binding the two of you, such as these wounds, unforgiveness, traumas, pains, you guys are going to start doing the spiritual work and lifting these chains. You guys are going to start finding solutions to your issues and your problems and your traumas. This is the both of you. I love this. So let's get one last message for the road. Oh, that's my Tiggers. Oh, I love it. See, be flexible. The more flexible you are on your journey, you guys, and the more flexibility that you give yourself and other people to grow, the more people are on board with things. Have you ever noticed that when, somebody is like, hey, we should do this and we should do that. And then immediately, I'm not talking about everybody, but sometimes you're just kind of like, I want to do what I want to do. But sometimes when people come at you and they just kind of let you kind of figure it out, what you want to do, they're flexible. It's kind of like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Because it's a really nice, flowy energy. So people are more apt to just agree and get along when the energy is flexible and people are working together instead of it has to be my way or else. That kind of energy, it usually doesn't work for anybody. Love it. You guys are when you change your thoughts, you change your life. Also, we know that there's a lot of thoughts that you guys have about each other. There's a lot of things that you guys are telepathically communicating to each other. So what I'm getting here is that if you guys are not actually speaking in the physical world, a lot of the energy that you guys have connected to each other, this matters. So heal it now. Heal the energy, heal the wounds, heal all of those thoughts that you guys have now, because you guys are energetically connecting. You guys are energetically communicating. So it's kind of like this is a precursor before you guys actually come into some sort of physical connecting and physical communication where it's actually happening in 3D reality. So this is a preparation to those steps. So continue to do the work and look at on the bottom of the deck. That's my 3D card. That's a 3D coming together in the 3D world. So this is what it takes before you guys come together in a 3D world. That's beautiful. So just continue to do the work. I know a lot of these messages do tend to be the same, but we sometimes need to be told these things in a million different ways. And maybe this week, some of you were more open to hearing it and others of you may be more triggered by it. It just kind of depends on where we're at on our journey week to week. So I hope that this was helpful to some of you. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic day. All right. Bye-bye.